I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Nick Romito. He is CEO at VTS. Nick, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Now, before we get started, just a quick note to our viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Nick, tell me about VTS and the problem it solves within the commercial real estate industry.
So VTS is a technology platform really custom built for the commercial real estate space. So that means people who own office buildings, retail stores or malls or industrial buildings. And so historically the space is very, very antiquated. I mean, there's not been a lot of modern technology. And so our real focus is helping people operate those buildings better by using software and data, but also the occupants in those buildings, giving them also technology to better kind of maybe modernize their experience within the building itself.
Okay, so now return to office, hot topic in the real estate industry. So tell me, what have you been doing to help get people back into the office?
So if you think about what's happened over the past couple years, even the past 3 years, right? Let's go back even further, call it 7 years.
Okay.
We've had all these different iterations of what the word workplace means and how we work. We were in the office 5 days a week. Then the kind of office itself changed with this thing called WeWork, which kind of created a flex environment and it was a new kind of office. Then COVID changed everything. We went back home and we didn't go to the office. And now we're in between. And so what we're trying to do is figure out, or not figure out, but is kind of help people adapt to what we believe the new workplace is, which is maybe a little bit of everything. And so, but to make that work, you need a bridge, a technology bridge that helps you kind of better activate those workplaces. So the office itself, maybe a flexible space for the day, maybe a cafe you want to work out of. So having one single application that helps you kind of operate within those spaces, which is kind of necessary to make it work.
Okay, so let's talk about trends. What trends have you seen when it comes to the adoption of tech solutions in the real estate industry this year? And has it slowed given the current economic situation?
So our hypothesis, which I think is proving to be true, was that when the market slowed down, it would create a pretty big tailwind for technology in real estate. When things are good, people aren't super excited to try new things, right? I'm making money, I don't really care. Get out of here, kid. One of those situations. When things slow down and people want help, well, they're a lot more open to giving you time and learning more things. So we believe that this is creating a bit of almost like the golden age of prop tech, if you will, where we're seeing so much engagement from folks that we've never seen before. Folks that have never wanted to talk to anyone about tech are now saying, hey, we now know we need this, come on and tell us about it.
Okay, so tell me, what do you think the future of the workplace will look like?
I think the future of the workplace, it's a really good question. If I knew the real answer, I'd be, ringing that bell right now. But I think it looks a lot more like it used to look. I think the buildings themselves are what change. And so think about just what happens today, right? So most of the demand for office space, call it 85% of it today, is for trophy or Class A buildings built after 2015. So what does that tell you? It means that people do want to go back to the office, but they want to go to a nice, new, modern office that has amenities and different spaces they can work in. So I believe it looks more like it used to, but the kinds of spaces within that building and how I interact with that building is a little bit different. It almost feels like I'm working flexibly or in a hybrid world within the same building or a campus of buildings in a surrounding area. That's what I believe.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see if I'm right or not. I don't know, but we'll see.
All right, well, Nick, wonderful to have you on Floor Talk. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.